All right, I'm back. I have spent a little bit of time doing a lot of fusions. I am very broke. I've got 1,400 yen. I'm gonna go ahead and just talk to Elizabeth, see which ones I have knocked out, just from random fusions here and there. So I've done 3, so there's the fusion milestone. I have created a persona that's level 38 or higher. I have also... So this Invigorate 2 skill card, you can get this at the antiquity store. I went to go see Officer Kurosawa, and he gave me just like a ton of gemstones, so I assume that's for just completing this chunk of the Abyss. So you can just go ahead and make it there. I'll report on that. Speed Incense. And I have a Dakaja gem, so I can go ahead and report on that as well. And we've got Persona Milestone 2, and create a Persona that's level 46 or higher. I can still do some of these. I will knock these out. I'm trying to fill out the compendium as much as I can, and it costs a lot of money. I feel like I haven't been getting very many Persona cards during shuffle time, so that has made it kind of tricky to get all of these, but this is what my compendium looks like right now. I'm at 36% completion, which I feel like is pretty good. I do have a lot of Personas that I'm missing from like level 30 through level 40, which is unfortunate, but we will get there as we go. And I guess I can show my Persona stock just real quick. I don't feel like I need to do these in this video, just considering how long it's going to end up being. But I feel like, I don't know, for me, so right now for me it is, what is today? July 30, oh shit, it's July 31st. I need to pay my bills. I'm gonna make a reminder, I'm gonna put a reminder on my phone to pay my bills because I haven't done that yet. Oh, I'm glad I saw my watch. Oh, if you are old enough, make sure you pay your bills, guys. Anyway, this is my Persona stock right now. Clotho, Saki Mitama, Thoth, Thunderbird, Flauros, Kushi Mitama, Mitra, and Naga. I was going to fuse Mitra and Naga, which is why they're so low level for me. And in the fusion calculator, I forgot to check off that I had DLC. So instead of getting whoever it was, I ended up with Zoro, and I'm just like, well, I'm not using DLC. So, with all those things out of the way, we should have a new area in the Abyss. Third door, you ready? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So like I said, it is July 31st. I am in a very, very, very good mood today. Let me scan ahead. They're still a ways away, but I can sense strong enemies below. Stay alert, we're not through this yet. Like I said, I'm in a good mood today. Work has been going really well for me recently, which is nice because in the past, around this time, it has not been super great, but it has been a nice change of pace. I have enjoyed waking up in the morning and going to work and doing said work. I don't want to not get out of bed, right? It's a nice feeling. Although so in the past, I was, I was getting out of bed in the morning and going for runs because I do run a lot, and I was on a run one morning and I was feeling perfectly fine, and I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and I was on a bike path and I just turned my head and I just completely sprained my ankle. I feel like I've never sprained my ankle before. Like, I've definitely rolled it, but whenever I'm on a run, and I'm weak to strike, whenever I like roll my ankle on a run, it's usually you kind of like hobble for a few steps and then you just go along with the rest of your run. And then with, it was 2 days ago? Yeah, it was 2 days ago. I rolled my ankle and just completely fell on the ground. And that was just not ideal. It's okay, it happens, but my ankle, Wednesday? It's Thursday. So yeah, Wednesday, it like ballooned really, really bad. It did not look good. It was like baseball, softball size, and it was all bruised, and it's still swollen, and it's still just like a little tender, but I mean, I have a job where I'm on my feet a lot, and I'm not having any issues, so I think in a few days I'll at least be able to get back to it, which, you know, I'm a little sad because I feel like I was, in terms of like training, I feel like I was doing pretty well. I was kind of getting back to where I should be because I took some time off over the summer for personal stuff, and just it took a little bit to get back into it, and then I go and just like break my ankle in half. But fortunately, I'm not like actively training for anything right now. I like, I don't run 5Ks or marathons or anything. I know I can run a half marathon. Like, in high school, I ran, and I know I can get through one, because, like, when I was in high school, like, my easy days were, like, 7-8 miles, so, like, I know I can get through a half marathon, and I think the only way I would want to do a marathon if I was, like, training for something and really looking forward to doing something with it, which I'm not right now, but I know I could, even with just a few months, I'd be fine doing a marathon. But my dad actually, like, ran in college, and he did a marathon. He goes, yeah, that was terrible. Don't do that. So I don't have a huge desire to do one. I've thought of doing an Ironman triathlon, because, like, I've got the 2 hardest ones down, and you know, everybody knows how to ride a bike. But I just have never gotten around to it and never trained seriously for one. But so I did go to the doctor recently just for a checkup, and because I haven't been to, like, see a doctor just casually in, like, a decade at this point. But I'm a pretty healthy guy, so that doesn't really worry me all that much. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I understand you just, like, liking running and doing it to just stay in shape, but it can also be good, like, mentally, to have a goal off in the future for you to work towards. So I actually got an email from my work, and they're like, hey, if you want to sign up for this 5K that's close by, it's free. I was like, oh, sure. Like, when is it? And it was at, like, 8 in the morning on a Saturday. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do I don't want to do that. And it's not even, like, the time of, like, waking up at 8, because when I would go on runs in the morning, I wake up at, like, 6 in the morning, which has never bothered me, because I've always been a morning person. But I was just like, I know I can run a 5K, and I don't want to embarrass myself. I'm not in good enough shape right now, because I guess I just have too much pride, or I have too high standards for myself, that I don't want to go there and just, like, suck ass and be like 5-6 minutes slower than when I was in high school, because I don't know, again, pride, whatever. Anyway, I have been enjoying doing all this stuff. It is nice to be able to work ahead, and I think I've mentioned this in the past. I am way far ahead of schedule on, like, the reload in real time. Obviously, I'm way ahead of schedule in this because, like I said, it is, in fact, July. But I'm a month ahead for reload in real time right now, which is by far the most I've ever been ahead of schedule, because I had some free time going on, and I was just like, I just need to work ahead. It's just gonna make things easier. So I decided to do that, and it was nice. It feels nice to just come home and be like, yeah, I don't like have to go home and, like, record a few days or a week or whatever. I can just sit back and relax and play some other games that I've been casually playing that I do plan on making videos on, and I can just not have to worry about all that stuff. I did stop ahead because I do have a Tartarus episode coming up, and I didn't want to just breeze through it and then not have any questions from the Discord to answer, because I like using those to help guide the conversation for the Tartarus episodes, as opposed to, like, the questions that I've been doing for this one, which is, I mean, it's fine. They both serve the same purpose, but I like answering questions from the community as much as I can. You blocked that. Awesome. I like answering questions from the community as much as I can, just because I think it's a fun way to further engage you guys in all this. And I think I'm gonna burn a theurgy here. I don't want to deal with this. And you have plus defense. I probably should have dealt with that, but it's fine. But speaking of questions, I can go ahead and get to some other ones. This is like a deep questions. It's 20 powerful questions on, what is this website? Somethingyourlegacy.com. I don't know what the first word is because it's blocked out. But yeah. First one is, what is a positive habit you would like to create? Is this guy weak to anything? What the hell? I'm gonna analysis here. You're weak to nothing. Okay, that's just fantastic. I feel like, generally speaking, I have pretty productive habits. I'm somebody who likes to get stuff done for myself. I always say that I'm like a really high maintenance pet, and I feel like I'm just repeating these things over and over in this episode, but it's been so long since I've recorded other parts of it that I can't really remember. I'm somebody who needs to be occupied all the time, or else I get really self-destructive, and I don't like that. So I try to do a lot of things all at once, whether it's videos or working out or work or baking and cooking or all these other things. It's something that I need to do for myself, or else things go bad for me. So I don't think there's any like super crazy positive ones that I would like to create. I mean, a few years ago I was really struggling, and I decided that every morning I was going to make my bed so that at the very minimum I could say I did something productive that day. And I really don't know. Maybe, I guess maybe get out of my apartment a little bit more. Do I have a strong physical attacker? I've got Oni. That's probably the best bet. I'd say maybe get out of my apartment a little bit more, just because I'm not the most social person, and that does inherently limit my social circle really to my work friends. But other than that, I feel like all of my hobbies, all of my habits are generally pretty productive and pretty positive, which is something that I guess I'm proud of. It's something that not a lot of people can say the same for themselves. But what's another good one here? What do you want less of in your life? What do I want less of in my life? I would like less traffic in the mornings. I do live in a relatively large city, and sometimes I do have to get on a major highway for just like a couple miles to get to work, and that can be kind of annoying. Like this morning there was an accident, which I basically got on the highway and then got right off at the next exit, and that just saved me some time. And I feel like I'm just wailing on this thing, and it's taking no damage. I would like less traffic in the morning, and I would like to be, I don't know, less negative with myself. I feel like I am a very negative person. I've always been that way, and I would like to, I don't know, I try to see the best in people, and sometimes I don't, and I get angry, and I'm going to go for Orgia mode, because I'm tired of whacking this thing for 5 minutes just to get some gemstones and see what the layout of the floor is. I don't know why this one in particular is taking so long. It's just very squishy. It's gonna do any damage. To 99! Do I just have like ass gear right now? What's the problem? 29, 30, you're probably the best bets. What is going on? Why? This is just a Monad door. This isn't even like a gatekeeper or anything. And it's the middle one! It's the middle one! Oh my god. Oh, and I've got Orgia mode on her, so I can't spend this turn healing. Shit. This is so unfortunate. And it's got Tarukaja now. Please don't kill me. Mabufula. I'm full health. Oh my god. Did I make a huge mistake going into this door? Oh my god! Okay, I need to Oracle to get the heal. Okay, well, anyway. How are you different now than you were 5 years ago? I mean, I am employed, so that helps. I have definitely changed a lot over the past 5 years. I feel like I have mellowed out, even though I am kind of, I don't want to say high-strung, but I can be a little aggressive at times. Yukari just keeps dying. What do I do? Shit. Okay. Do I have any healing skills? Diorama. Do I have my diorama? I don't. I guess that's my best option. I feel like I have settled into life, I guess, a little bit better, right? I've gone from kind of a college student to somebody who's actually in the workforce, and is that gonna kill me? No, it's not. I do think that has been, you know, it's been nice to where I don't feel like I have to prove myself all the time, but also at the same time, I miss having something to really, really get up and work for, because I feel like I don't have that. Please, why? I was plus defense! I made a mistake! What do I do? What the hell do I do? Oh my god. Oh my god. How did we get here? This was the middle door too! I need like a... Okay. Okay. There's a chance. There is a chance. There is a chance. I feel like I have to go Yukari, because then she can heal people. Do I have another enemy after this? I think I do. Magarula. That's fine. Okay, less fine. Okay, I need to heal us. And then, okay. Anyway, what do I want? What is... How does your life reflect your core values? So I guess my biggest core value is respect. Like, I want people to respect me, and then I will respect you. And if we do that, we can, like, all get along, right? We should treat each other how we want to be treated. What is going on? What am I supposed to do? Am I, like, super low level for this? What's going on? What the fuck? I'm like using all of my healing items on this random Manad door. Please. What the fuck am I supposed to do here? Maybe I just try to heal it off and then kill. I can't out heal it. That's the problem. Do I have Medea on somebody and just try to heal myself again? I don't know what to do. Why is this so bad at the Manad? It's the middle door too. Okay, whatever. I'm getting too focused on this. So respect. I try to respect people as much as I can, and I hope I do. I mean, obviously, I do feel that respect is earned and not given. Like, I'm not just going to give you the same amount of respect as somebody who I've known for years and years and years, because I don't know you, but I will. There is another enemy. Why are there so many? And you get to, oh my god, I'm so dead. Oh? Okay, I do have weaknesses here. That is good. Okay. I try to respect people as much as I can, and I try to respect people even if I don't, oh no. Even if I don't necessarily agree with them, please, okay, good. And that's tough, right? That's not easy to do when you really don't like somebody's opinion or like them very much, but I guess that is just part of being an adult, which, it's fine. I do think that there's not enough respect in the world right now. I feel like, especially because of the internet, people are way too comfortable not getting punched in the face because of their fat mouth that they need to just close sometimes. But I don't know if there's any way for us to change that, just because, again, with the internet and like this veil of anonymity. Why did you zoom in? Are you gonna crit everybody? Okay. This is gonna be a terrible time. I'm gonna have to cut out just like the 10 minutes of this. Oh, fuck me, man. Anyway, I feel like people are too comfortable not getting punched in the face, and they need to not say stupid stuff online that would normally get them punched in the face, because I do think that is a big issue with the internet, that we have like lost our sense of social cues. And this is gonna sound weird, but like social shame was like a really powerful thing when humans, like early humans, if that makes sense, like we didn't want to get left out of the group, the herd, or whatever you want to call it, our little village thing. I don't know what you want to call it, but like that was a very powerful thing. But now that everything is like, we've solved all of our primal issues, we don't have to worry about that. And there's also always people who will agree with your shitty opinions, and we find these spaces online where we're in our groups of people who all. Why does this keep zooming in? we find these social groups of people who have very similar interests as us, and it becomes an echo chamber, right? Like, we all parrot the same ideas, and even I find myself falling into this trap with various, I guess, online communities or whatever, whether it's with you all and the Persona games or whatever else I'm in, and that also extends to, like, real life groups as well. Like, we tend to surround ourselves with people who are similar to us, whether it's religiously or politically or culturally or ethnically, and we forget that there are a lot of other people out there who are very different from us, and we should be more cognizant of that. So that's, you know, I've thought a lot about like, what is one thing that, like, one personality trait that if everybody had more of in the world, that things would be better. And I've thought about that a lot, and I think, like, empathy is my #1 answer. Like, if everybody was, no, don't do this, not like this, oh god. If everybody in the world were more empathetic towards others, I think that would solve so many of all of our issues. Because I think if we can put ourselves in the shoes of somebody else and understand their struggles and the situation that they're in, and I'm looking at my recording, and I've been in this damn battle for like 12 minutes, just like flailing. I better get so much fucking experience out of this. But if we could just put ourselves in another person's shoes and understand who they are and their story, I think that would solve so many of our problems. Not all of them, obviously. I think there'd still be plenty of issues because humans are great at creating problems for ourselves, but I think it would make such a big difference in the world. And it is gonna sound weird, but that does make me, like, slightly depressed that we can't figure this stuff out. You know, we've been around for so long, and you're weak to Pierce. This whole time you were weak to Pierce. I feel like I needed to Kaja and clear it out. And after all this time, we still, like, find issues to create. I should be okay. Okay. Yeah, humans are really, really great at creating issues and not solving them. It's, I don't know, I feel like it's a very... I've talked about Gundam a little bit on this channel, but I really do love the series, and there's like two sides of the Persona protagonist coin, and it's... I saw a meme on, like, the Gundam subreddit, and it's like, humans are terrible creatures. We're doomed to repeat the mistakes of our parents, and life is just the endless cycle of us trying to be better and never achieving it. That's one side, and then the next side is just... even so, which is very much how the series is. Like, the protagonist is either wildly depressed or super optimistic. There's, like, never an in-between. But it looks like you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I don't wanna jump the gun on this. It's been, no, you block! It's been such an awful fight. It can't get up, fortunately. I need to heal desperately. I'm gonna heal. I don't want to risk this. This has been... I've lost like half of my SP. I haven't even gotten past the first floor yet. This has gone so horrible. Okay, well, I hope you guys are enjoying my pain. I feel like that's like a common thing for gaming YouTubers where there's like a few different trains of thought where you either like watching them because of how good they are, how funny they are, or how bad they are at the game. And sometimes it's like all three somehow at the same time. Please don't kill. Okay. Like, sometimes people are really good at the game and they're super funny, and then those, like, weird, goofy mess ups that they have just make it so much funnier. I feel like I'm just bad. I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily watch my own videos. I don't know if I would watch a Persona in real time if I came across it on my own. That's kind of hard to say. I guess I would never... There's no way to really know. I would not... damn it. I'm gonna pull the Incubus. I probably should have gone for Magician, but I kind of want to get the Persona cards because I desperately need more Personas to fuse and stuff. And god damn, that took like 15 minutes. That was the middle one, right? I'm not psycho. Fist of Betrayal. I can't be crazy, right? Do I just have like ass gear right now? I guess I'll replace it. I guess I've got Legs of Betrayal. Do you really want to wear those? And a Torso of Betrayal, who Metis can now use? I don't know if we want that, especially on Metis. She's kind of, I don't want to say shady, but I don't really trust her right now. She kind of just showed up and like lore dumped on us and then said, oh yeah, here's the Abyss. Let's go do Tartarus 2.0. But now that I have done that, I am going to the next floor. I am not fighting these other enemies. I do not care. I usually try to fight as many enemies as I can to try to stay on level with everybody, but I am skipping these 2 floors. That took so much time. Oh my god, that was like not worth it at all. I don't even know what I was talking about. I don't know. Oh, right. I don't know if I would really watch these videos if I were like not doing them. I don't know if I'm saying that because like I'm doing them, so I'm experiencing them, so why would I need to watch it? Or if it's just like not something that would interest me. I don't know, it's hard to say. I feel like I bounce around with YouTube content all the time. Like sometimes I need, what I found is like there are a handful of really chill, this could sound weird, just like Minecraft channels where they've found this formula of just making just really relaxing content. That's typically what I prefer. I don't tend to watch like really high energy, like really quick cuts and all this different editing. I like more of the longer takes, which is, I guess, kind of influenced. The hand went away. Which I guess is influenced in my videos. I tend to do like longer cuts. I don't do tons and tons and tons of editing for the most part, I feel like. And I don't know. I've noticed that if I do click on a video, I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. And I go to somebody's video and it's just like cut after cut after cut after cut. I just like, I can't handle it. It's like sensory overload for me. I just have to click off the video. But that's just me. I don't know if that's all of you guys. Maybe that's just the boomer in me talking and you little zoomers are just all about the TikTok editing. But probably not, because you're on YouTube, so who knows? But that is one thing I've noticed has like shifted in the YouTube space over the past really like decade and a half, last 15 years or so, is we've gone from like these longer form, more chill things, at least the stuff that I watch, to more fast-paced stuff. That could be completely wrong. I could be completely biased here. But that is just, I don't know, that's just the feeling that I get. And that, of course, that's not talking about every single video, right? I feel like Smosh, like way back in the day, they were always into the super fast cuts. And I don't want to say like loud and obnoxious stuff, but very in your face, which was never kind of my shtick to begin with. But I try to, I don't know, I don't want to say I like to preserve that old style, but just kind of continue it on. And I know like traditional Let's Plays on YouTube have really, really died out. It's kind of become the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, where everything has to be a challenge, where like I played Persona for 24 hours straight. Here's what happened. And I do think there is a place for that with those fun little challenge runs. But I guess you could technically consider this one of those challenge runs where I'm doing it in real time. But I don't like summarizing whole playthroughs, with the exception of like reviews. I don't like summarizing a whole playthrough of a game in one single video. I like more of the slow burn type of stuff. And I feel like it feels more personal in a way, right? Because like I get to talk to you guys for such a long amount of time, and it's like, I don't know, it's almost like going to school with your friends or something. Can I just assist this? Yes, I can. It's like going to school, meeting your friends, or going to work and seeing your buddies all the time, you know? It's one of those like building a relationship type of deal rather than trying to entertain you. And that's kind of been more of like, I don't want to really be an entertainer for this series. This is more of a, you're here for the experience and you're here to see what the game has to offer. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to show off exactly what the game has to offer, which has always been the highlight of the real-time playthroughs just in like a different light, because I know people have done playthroughs of the different Persona games, and there are plenty of them out there, and I'm certainly not the best and the most interesting and the most creative, getting close to something, you know, most in-depth, the highest quality. I'm not that YouTuber, and I don't know if I ever will be, and that's okay. And I think it's more about that long-term experience where we can just have a good time. And I've said this before, I kind of want to be the series where you can take a break and come back at any time. You know, this series will always be going on for the most part, at least over the course of a year or so. Can't make any promises after that. It'll be going on in the background while you go about your life, and then, you know, maybe someday when you log into YouTube, it'll pop back up, and you'll be like, oh, and then you'll remember to check it out and stuff like that. You know, I think that's the beauty of certain games. Like, for me, that game was like Destiny for the longest time, where it was that game that was always there and present, and whenever I went to go play other games, it was still there, getting updates and stuff. And then whenever I decided that I did want to go back, it was there waiting for me. And I think that's a really awesome part about not only games and the industry and all that, but also just like life in general. You know, I'm not just gonna... Obviously, I don't know what's gonna happen in the far future, but at least for now, I enjoy this stuff so much that I don't see myself like just going MIA at some point. Takaja, I guess, here. I'm not just gonna go like MIA or anything and disappear off the face of the earth unless something, you know, bad does happen to me, which I, of course, don't want to happen, but that is always an option given how life works. What the hell are you weak to? Are you weak to fire? Maybe? No, maybe you're not weak to anything. Okay, well, this is kind of awkward. I don't really want to... You're probably weak to dark. You next? No. Okay. I can at least heal you, Gari. I think that's a good thing about doing a series like this. I don't know. It also just spreads it out for me, because it is a lot of work. I've learned that. So I remember timing myself a few days ago. I recorded a week's worth of episodes, and the actual like recording time took an hour, which is for like non-story related times in P3, that's pretty typical. It takes about an hour to do a week, and then the editing and uploading and all that stuff where I edit the videos and I make sure the audio is all good, because I do have to crank the audio up whenever like there's voice acting and I cut out. I do have to crank it up. Fortunately, I do have like a preset for that, so it doesn't take super long to do it. But I do have to do that. I do have to make thumbnails. I have to export the files and upload them and do all like enter in all the stuff in YouTube itself. Like, here's the title, here's the description, what playlist, when should it upload, all those different things. And so the recording took about an hour, and then uploading took an hour. And that's not including the time it took for like the videos to actually get uploaded to YouTube. Just the process of me setting it up to be uploaded. And I don't have the best Wi-Fi, so it takes forever for things to upload sometimes. And I am terrified of seeing how long it's going to take this thing to upload, because it's going to take forever. I have a feeling that this episode is going to be... I think it's honestly going to be about a terabyte. It may be more, and I actually got a notification from Xfinity this month, because I uploaded a lot of videos this month, like working way ahead and stuff, and my monthly limit is 1.2 terabytes, and I'm scared that this episode on its own is gonna exceed that limit. I'm terrified. You're level 40. I think you guys are weak to physical skills. I don't know why I think that, but I think that. So, maybe? Nope, that ain't it. I slight damage. I kind of just want to take one of them out, because these guys do deal a beefy amount of damage. So yeah, I'm terrified for the size of this. I'm so worried it's going to take like a week just to export out of Shotcut, which is my editing software. And I'm just going to have to leave my computer running for like a week. I can turn the monitors off, so like that's not a huge deal. But if I want to do anything else, it's going to be so slow. Because obviously, well, I guess not obviously. I didn't know this until I started like uploading stuff. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, no. Do you go next? Oh, no. I'm terrified. But I'm legitimately concerned for this upload. It could honestly take a week for the damn thing to get uploaded, which is not good. It's not good. What the hell are you weak to? Electric? I don't know. But like I said, I don't have the fastest internet. Also, my computer is like across the apartment from... Yeah, it checks out. My computer is like across the apartment from my router. That's just the way everything is set up. If I could have connected it to an Ethernet cord, I would, but I'd have to run it like through my living room, through my hallway, into my bedroom. And also not have, like, my Roomba or my cats tear it up. So, it's just not feasible. It's just not feasible for me to be connected to Ethernet, which sucks. I'd like to have that. But it's just not in the cards. Not in the tarot cards. I have no health on anybody. And these are the stairs. I think Fuka said we're getting close to a gatekeeper. Is this it? No, just a Manad door. Fantastic. I think I'm gonna pass on the Manad door this time. I had a bad experience and now I have PTSD from it. So we're just gonna tackle Death Knight from Fire Emblem Three Houses and Hulk Hogan. Rest in pepperonis. Yeah, Hulk Hogan died recently. I heard about that. I don't have strong feelings either way. I mean, I wasn't super attached to the guy. I never really watched WWE. I've also heard some not so great things about him recently, so we're just gonna move on from that. If you're hearing this now, Hulk Hogan died in July of last year. Sorry to burst your bubble. But here we are. It is July 31st of 2025. 2025? Yeah, that's right. I can do time. I'm good at time. I think I'm gonna go for the... Do I have my Aiga? I don't have my Aha. I'm gonna go for the my Aha just in case Hulk Hogan is weak to dark. I'm gonna start calling him that. No. Oh, he's weak. Let's go. He's weak to dark. Oh, God. I don't know why I have so much fun recording these, but I just do. I guess that's a good thing, right? I wouldn't want to be... Well, there have been definitely been times where I've been... I don't want to say... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I don't want to say I've been, like, miserable doing these episodes, but I've definitely been less than enthusiastic, like, during... I did... When I was working ahead all of the... Aigis! Oh, my God. Am I about to throw here? I remember doing a lot of the P3 summer break episodes within the span of a couple days. Can I hit this guy? And those days are just so dull. And I've talked about how much I don't like the downtimes of P3 so much, but like, when you're just on your own, it's like, okay, whatever. Like, just get through these and then you get to the fun stuff. But when you're like, trying to make it interesting for people on the internet to watch. And yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to be an entertainer, but in some capacity, I do have to at least be engaging to watch. Like, I'm not just gonna sit here. Why did I Magaru there? I'm not just gonna sit here and do nothing the whole time. You know, like I have to at least make an attempt to make you guys want to click on my videos. I know I've said I'm not trying to, like, tie my self-worth to views or anything, but I don't want to put, like, crap content out there. You know, it's like that. It's a very fine line to tread, where I do hold myself to higher standards, but I don't, like, I'm not beholden to the YouTube algorithm overlords. But let me look at some of these questions. What is your biggest challenge right now? I feel like that's a good one. So, what is my biggest challenge right now? I mean, I feel like I'm at the age where I am just trying to find my way through life. I think, like, mid to late 20s is a great time to, I don't want to say, like, fuck around and find out, but, like, kind of. Like, just try to figure out what works best for you. Oh, you have nothing. He has 2 SP. Yukari has 33. Oh, I need to leave. I need to leave and come back. It's a great time to lose yourself and then find yourself, if that makes sense. At least that's what I found going through a handful of wildly different jobs and also trying to figure out what I want out of life and also navigate relationships, both romantic and platonic relationships. And it's just, I feel like it's almost like a second puberty where you don't, I'm not going there. It's almost like a second puberty where you really don't know what the hell is going on and you're trying to figure out, and everybody else around you is either way ahead, way behind, or right where you are, right? When you hit puberty, some people are like already physically mature, some of them are still toddlers, and then other people are like right with you. And that's how I feel like my mid to late 20s have kind of been. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what out of life. So I'm going to try to figure it out while also not getting sent to prison. And I have not been arrested yet. And I feel like I've done okay at trying to, like, weasel my way into who and what I want to be, but there's no real way to know until I get to the end. And by the end, I don't mean death. Okay, you block that. By the end, I don't mean death. This is not like P3. I don't mean death. I just mean, like, being in a place where I feel settled with myself and I feel fulfilled, you know? And I was talking to my mom about this, and she's like, yeah, I mean, like, I didn't get stuff figured out until I was, like, right around your age. I think she said, like, 27, 28. And she's like, your dad didn't even figure things out until he was, like, 30. And they had been married for a while at that point. And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And, like, my sister... Oh, it just ran away. Sounds good. Love to see it. And, I mean, I guess, like, my sister's fiance didn't meet her until he was about 30-ish, 28, 30, somewhere around there. So, I'm not, like, I don't feel like I'm strapped for time or anything. You know, it's not like I'm a woman who desperately wants to be a mother and, like, the biological clock is ticking or something. But I do, oh, come on. I do feel like I do want to figure things out sooner rather than later, because nobody wants to feel lost for years and years and years on end. But that's also just kind of life in a nutshell. This is something you learn when you become an adult and have to, like, you know, pay bills and shit, which I do have to do. Thank you for the phone reminder. You learn that, like, when you're a kid, you're like, wow, adults know everything. They're so smart. Like, they've got it all figured out. And then you get to be an adult, you're like, nobody knows what the hell is going on. None of the adults know what's going on. None of the kids know what's going on. None of the old people know what's going on. We're all just, like, trapped on this rock, floating through space at cosmic speeds, and we're all just kind of winging it. And I desperately need to go back to the entrance. I'm going to save so I don't lose this progress, and then we can do the gatekeeper fight. And honestly, I may just go back to the dorm, because I only got... I mean, I got the Fool card, which gives me more EXP. How many SP items do I have? I guess I can use the Mad Bulls. I will just swap out my party for now, and I'll see how far I can take this. This is... Ooh... Do you have a healing skill? You have Dia. You know what? We'll wing it. We don't often... Wait. I saved in the wrong spot. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter all that much. It looks like Elizabeth does have a request for us. Treasure hunting milestone. Get a chewing soul. Nice. Except the other one. And we will go ahead and take on this gatekeeper. I have no idea how this is going to go. This is not a good party comp, to be honest. But, I mean, can it really be much worse than that Monad boss? Probably not. Can I just go down a floor? I cannot teleport there. Sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. I didn't want to go there quickly anyway. I guess I will just Naruto my way down there. Looks like the enemy's hold up ahead. Are you ready? I am. Let's do this. You can do it. I know you can. And no voice acting. Okay, you get to go first. It's just a game. It's just a game. It is just a game. It's just a game. It is just a game. You know, I really tempted fate when I said how much worse can it be. Why? Why do I open my fat mouth? Why? Why? Oh, why? Oh, why? What do I do here? I guess I just try to fish for weaknesses. Dealt no damage. Not the favorite Karen. Please have mercy. I guess I just start trying to see what they're weak to, and then I can come back in a sec. Is this gonna be like an ice and fire type of deal? It probably is. I don't want Meragi. I want Agileo. Is that what this is? This ice and fire? No, it's not. Okay. I should probably discharm Junpei. Okay, what other questions? Oh, there's only 20 questions here. That's kind of unfortunate. I kind of like to pick and choose which questions I answer. Are any of these good questions? I don't think so. Deep conversation starter. This is brides.com. Oh boy, you know, this is gonna be a good one. Defense down. That's not good. Okay, okay, okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I'm just gonna start testing weaknesses. Get to the questions. Okay, who is the person in your family you're most honest with? Oh. Well, not Akihiko. Probably my sister? I mean, I love my parents, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, they're still your parents. Like, there's stuff you're not gonna tell them, and I feel like my sister, like, doesn't... I have, like, no healing items left. Wow, okay, this is bad. I feel like my sister, for the most part, is chill, and we can talk to each other about basically whatever. We're pretty close in age. We're less than a year, so we are Irish twins, even though we were born in different calendar years. Does that make sense? But Pierce, maybe? Please? Don't reflect? You resist? Okay. Like, we're pretty close, and we talk about stuff that I feel like most, like, not same gender siblings would talk about. I guess that's a weird way to phrase it, but I feel like brothers, like two brothers and two sisters are gonna be closer than like a brother and a sister pair. I don't know if that's me just like spouting nonsense, but I don't know. I feel like that's what most siblings are like, but I am pretty close to my sister and we do get along very well. And then I don't say I'm super close to many other family members. Like, I've got cousins and stuff, which, like, they're fine and everything. But for the most part, I don't talk to them a ton. I also have some siblings that are not siblings. I have some cousins who are not in a good legal spot right now, so that kind of puts a damper on things, makes it hard to talk to them. Can I get it down on this asshole, please? As I'm talking about my cousins who have been arrested, or don't talk to our family anymore. Anyway, what's your most unique family tradition, and then what is your favorite One of my favorites is... Ooh, I keep whacking my mic. I get too excited when I play games. One of my favorite family traditions is on Christmas morning, my mom would make these sweet rolls, and they were just so good. I loved waking up, and they smell so good, too. I guess they're kind of like cinnamon rolls, but it is very much like, just like the family thing that they're not the best thing in the world, and I know they're not the best thing in the world, but it's just like a nice reminder of when I was younger. Also, what do I want to do here? I need a dish charm. I love thunderstorms so much, and just like general like rain showers, because when I was younger, my family, we had a porch and it was covered, but it didn't have like walls or anything. There was just a roof over it. I should have put a better party comp in here. It's fine. And my family would always go out on the porch and just chill out during the thunderstorms and just like heavy rain showers. I don't know why. Now that I'm saying that, that is just like weirdly, it's just kind of odd that we would do that. And I don't know why we always did that, but it was nice. I like thunderstorms, I like rain, so those are some good family traditions. A lot of them are related to like meals and food. Like a big family staple for us is jambalaya, which is a Cajun dish. It's basically just like Cajun shit thrown into a pot. Almost kind of like a gumbo type of deal, but less soupy, more solidy. And I know that like that's just kind of an us thing, because I've made it for other people and they're like, oh yeah, it's fine. But I've always just loved it. Stop giving me charm. God. It's just something I've always enjoyed. It's super good. It also just depends on like how you make it. I personally like it with a lot more spice. Not necessarily like spicy, but like I just like it with more spice than my family makes it. That's just a personal preference, but I typically make it with onions and bell peppers and what? Do I not have dish charms? Okay, I do. Onions and peppers and rice and chicken and sausage and like a bazillion different seasonings. It's just good. I like it. It's definitely just an Oro family type of thing, and nobody else definitely eats it. But stop giving me charm. Ugh. God, this is so annoying. I'm going through all of my healing items. I probably shouldn't have healed with Aigis. She's my wild card. I need to be attacking with her. This thing is gonna end up being weak to win, and I'm just gonna miss it. I'm just gonna miss. I'm just gonna have to restart the fight, but it's okay. You know, that's the good thing about having an episode that's 15-20 hours long, is that you guys are probably just using this for background noise. Let's be honest. Really? I mean, come on. Nobody's going to be actively watching this for the whole length of it. I would never do this. At this point, I swear to God. Are you fucking kidding me? This is going great. At this point, this whole episode is basically just... What's the word? I don't even remember what it's called. What's the word? It's like, fuck. It's like just for the sake of doing something. I'm so done with this fight. Are you weak to wind? No, you're weak to nothing. Okay, well that does make me feel a little bit better. You fucking absorb it. I should have brought you Kari. I should have just gone back. I should have just gone back. Formality. There we go. That's the word. This episode is just a formality at this point. I don't want to make a big long episode, but at this point I've done 2 complete games in real time. I might as well do the last one, right? Like there's no reason not to. Oh, you guys have a lot of physical attack. Doesn't matter, you have slash skills. It's just a formality at this point. I don't really think there's any reason for anybody to watch this thing in its entirety from start to end. I wonder if you're weak to poison. From start to end, just like intensely, as opposed to just background noise, but you know, the Christmas Eve episode for Royal was like 5.5 hours long, so this is clearly gonna top that. I'm so fucking done with this fight. I'm just gonna reset this fight. I've used so many healing items, and this is just not worth it at this point. I'm just gonna come back in with a better party. So I'll cut to whenever I'm back. Oh my god, that was the most miserable gatekeeper of my life. I'd get the second one down to like an 8th HP, and then it would like sexy dance and hit all 4 party members, all with charm at the same time, and then somebody would heal it with diorama, and holy shit, that was miserable. Ugh, that should not have been so hard. But here we are. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Herculean Strike, that is so nice to have. What do I want to get rid of? I really, really, really need to sort out my skills more. They're all over the place. But we have finished that. Thankfully, I admit I was worried about our battle prowess, but we managed to dispatch such a strong foe with, well, I apologize for having you take the reins so suddenly. From here on out, let's face the road ahead together, Aigis. Yes, let's do that together. There may not be much I can do to help, but I promise I'll do the best I can. I expect we have a lot of ground to cover. Let's make sure we're all prepared and press on. Yes, let's. I am miserable today. My god, that has not been very fun, not gonna lie. But we've got a lot of Twilight Fragment chests here, so I definitely want to take advantage of these. I only have 19. That's not too many. This gives us hardcore shoot 'em up. Okay. This is... wait for it. Some custom parts. I guess that's for Aigis. We got some parts recently for her and equipped it. That's what gave us the... well, flash grenades. That okay? I guess we don't have that. That gave us the ambush thing from like where you jump up and you go ba-da-da-da-da-da. That thing. And budget tracker. Well, I am gonna go back to the Desert of Doors because I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of a rough segment for me. Do I want to end on a good note? I will take care of the Elizabeth request. About request. Report on these. Chewing Soul. Shadow Hunting Milestone. Flash Grenade. I can just go ahead and grab these. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I am going to leave the other stuff, like the social linky type stuff, for later this time. I may break it up at another point, but I'm going to go ahead and save. And I will catch you guys soon. Okay, I have done a wide variety of things since taking my last break. I have done many, many, many fusions. I feel like my personas are much higher level now, which will definitely help. I'm still missing a few here and there, like I'm missing this level 29, and then I've got a bit of a break in between level 38 and level 40. But for the most part, I feel like I'm doing better. Also, I think, I'm not going to go back because I don't want to have to go through the animation. I believe I'm at 42% on the compendium. I'm assuming once you get to 40%, you get Aigis's new characteristic here. Is it under Theurgy? Yes. So I do get weakness boost. Basically, it's the same thing as Makoto. I got that in the Velvet Room. I wasn't recording because I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't think it was super necessary. Clearly, we have some requests to fill out, so... Just one. Go ahead and do that. And then, as always, these are kind of a work in progress. I will get to these when I can. I will be doing all of them. If there are any that are, like, there are specifics that I feel like I need to mention, I will bring them up. Like, one of the previous ones that I did, it was, I think, an Invigorate 2 skill card that you need to give Elizabeth. That was one that I got at the antiquity shop. So I just mentioned that, if that makes sense. Atmosphere on this floor is different. It's still far off, but I can sense a strong enemy somewhere on the lower floors. Wait, this reading I'm getting, it's that same strange presence. Probably that mysterious figure again. I'm trying to locate it. No good, I can't lock onto it. I'll try again and see if I can pinpoint it. Please be careful down there. Okay, so I do think part of the reason why I was struggling so much is because my levels are kind of all over the place. You can see Aigis is 42, but Koromaru and Akihiko and Junpei are super low level. So I did double check just to make sure. The great clocks that appear in Tartarus do appear in the Abyss, so I think I'm just gonna wait on those guys. Wait on the clocks whenever they show up, and then whenever they do, I'll probably just bring the other characters up to level, because the Abyss is, I guess, more punishing than Tartarus, if you want to put it that way. At least that's what I've always thought. But it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I don't really know how to explain it. I feel like people get lower level a lot easier in the Abyss than they do in Tartarus. Like, it's a lot easier for them to kind of fall off as we go. So I'll just wait on the great clocks, and then I can get those other guys up to snuff. So I did actually pull up a different, ooh, Saraswati. I think that's a new one. I think that's an Elizabeth request, actually. Anyway, I did actually pull up a different set of questions because I feel like going to brides.com was not the best idea. I kind of realized that after the fact when I was doing the recording, so we're gonna change that. These are like philosophical questions, because I feel like those are generally good for longer conversations, especially with myself, and maybe I can learn something about myself whilst we are in the depths of, I don't want to say hell, but I mean, we are below, and surely we're going to come across fire at some point. But anyway, so one of these is free will real or just an illusion? And this is going to sound weird. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference, right? I mean, I feel like free will is a thing, but also at the same time, if it's not, there's nothing we can do about it. So does it really matter all that much? You know, I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be real. I don't know. I don't know why everything would be predetermined, because I guess in some sense, like you think of like the multiverse type of thing, where there is an infinite number of universes where you, instead of having Cheerios for breakfast, you had Lucky Charms, and that's the only difference in that entire universe. Like, why does it make a difference? I don't know. Is there a meaning to life? It's so, what is it? I think that life is kind of whatever you decide to make of it. I don't think that, I think it's very individualized. Like, there's no well-defined reason for us to be here. Did I get advantage there? I didn't. Like, there's no, I don't think there's a higher purpose for us being here, if that makes sense. We're here because we are, and we should just try to make the most of what we have. Oh my god. I think I'll be okay here, but I think that is one of, I'm gonna be so sad if I die right off the bat. I think we make our own meanings. I feel like this is a very appropriate question for this game, you know, but I think it's up to us to determine what our own purpose is in life, and it takes a long time for us to get there. I need to just do this. Do I not have a multi-target dark skill? I don't. Oh, I do. But that's one of the great struggles of life, and in P3 that's shown off really well. This is a great question for this game, but it's not something. It feels like something that we figure out and then we don't figure out, and then we figure out. It's something that just slowly evolves with us over time until we die, which is kind of morbid to think about, but that is kind of how it goes. You slowly change your purpose as you grow older, and it's gonna get a 1 more, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. You know, our purpose and our desires and our wants and needs and all that stuff slowly evolves as we evolve, and I've definitely talked about how my view and my purpose has kind of changed as I've gotten older, especially over the past 5 or so years. And I'm gonna grab that Ice Boost card. And I think that's kind of what our meaning of life is, and I think for the most part, we should all strive to leave this world in a better place than we found it, and definitely don't make it worse. Oh god, I'm a nod door. Oh no. But yeah, that would be my, I guess that would be my take on it. Like, we should do our best to leave this place in a better spot than we found it. We shouldn't make the world a worse place. Like, we should, in some ways, make it better for other people, whether it's those who are with us right now or those who come after us or whatever. You know, I'm not even talking about like, oh, you know, you should make this easier for your children specifically, but even like, you know, if you can do something small for your neighbor, whether it's, you know, shoveling their driveway or baking them cookies when they move in for the first time. Small things like that do add up, and that goes along with what I talked about last time about how I think we all just need to be more empathetic to other people, and that, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's my purpose in life, is just making it better for other people around me. And oh shit, as I'm getting chased in the merry-go-round by this shadow. Oh god, oh come on. Okay, well, we get a neutral fight here, but that would be my recommendation if anybody is struggling with something. Okay, well, lovely. Crit maybe? No. But if you find yourself struggling with something or feel like you don't have a purpose, maybe your purpose is to give other people's purpose. I actually had a great conversation with this about one of my college roommates. I really missed everybody. Oh wait, no I didn't. Man, I just really need Makoha instead of Mahama. I had a really good conversation about this with one of my college roommates. You know, it was freshman year, and we were in the dorms chatting, and he was talking about how he just felt really lost for a little bit, and then at some point he realized that if he can't find a purpose for himself, then his purpose is going to be to give other people purpose, and he actually ended up joining ROTC, and I guess finding a purpose for other people through that, which I thought was a really great thing. So I don't know, it's something that we always struggle with, and there's a reason this has, you know, been such a burning question in the human consciousness for for all eternity, because we don't know if there is a purpose, and there's nothing we can do. So the next one, and I feel like this is also applicable to this channel and this game as well. Oh, do I want to go for the creepy 2, the creepy 1? Well, considering last time I did the 2, the medium one, and it went horribly, and it just sucked up 10 minutes. I'm gonna go for the easy one this time. I'm not looking forward to getting ass clapped by whatever is behind the hard one. So the question is, where is the line between art and not art? And to be honest, I don't really know. I think it is kind of in that weird area of, like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you can decide whether something is art or not based off of your interpretation and your experience of it. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to the... This has been... I know this sounds like I'm just making excuses like, oh, it just depends, but it kind of does, right? Like, you know, basically everybody watching this video at this point probably thinks that P3 is art. And I'm sure there's millions of people who would say it's just a game, right? Like, where do you draw that line? And I think it also comes down to the environment that you grew up in. As, like, as a lot of things do. Like it depends on where you were brought up and who raised you and how you were raised and all of those different things, because there's just so many factors, and people are such a big, we're such a product of our environment. And I'm gonna guess this guy is weak to fire. Yes. Like if you're brought up in a household that really values like visual art, so whether it's like paintings or drawings or sculpting or whatever, you're probably going to have a more positive view of other things being considered art, as opposed to like if you were brought up in a household that doesn't highly value other forms of art, whether it's music or film or books or whatever, right? A lot of it is based off of like how you were raised, and I think even more importantly, like who your friends were growing up, because I feel like, your parents have such a big impact on your life up until you're about probably around middle school age, so like 10 to 12, and then once you hit that age, you typically have the same friends up until you probably leave for college, and then like your friends kind of take over. I guess you kind of wear two different masks as you go, right? Like you have your family mask and you have your friend mask, and that's something that's not that outlandish. Like we all wear, turn off the mask, all that stuff. But like we do all wear different masks just depending on where we are, and it's not necessarily like a oh, I'm trying to conceal who I really am, but it's just like, these are the things that we talk about when we're around these people, and this is how we act, right? Like you're gonna act a lot different around like your buddies than you would at like a funeral or a church or a wedding or whatever. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think, is there a chest that I'm missing? Yes. I don't think that's a bad thing, right? We do have to know how to act in certain social situations, because me screaming into the mic is fine and making weird jokes is great right now, but say if, I'm attending a lecture or I'm in a meeting for work or something like that, like that's not going to be appropriate. So it's just, I feel like I've gotten way off topic with this whole what is art thing, but I am a very, very, very firm believer that we are all products of our environment, and just because I read this quote somewhere, and I don't remember what the context was, but I really liked it. It's something may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility, right? Like if you grew up in like a broken household and you struggle in like romantic relationships because your parents were divorced and it was messy or whatever, that's not your fault. But at the same time, that doesn't give you an excuse to like treat your partner horribly, whether it's whether you're married or just dating or whatever. It doesn't excuse your actions, right? And I think now people have kind of fallen into the trap of like, oh, like, oh, I did this because like I have mental illness or whatever, when it's like, okay, yes, that's why you did that, but you still did it. It's not a good thing to do. You can't excuse those actions, right? So I don't know. Those are my thoughts on art versus not art. I'm a little worried about another Herculean strike coming through, so I think I am going to heal with Yukari right now. These guys do have a lot of physical attacks that can hurt, so hopefully I should be fine. This is just a normal fight, isn't it? I guess because I was getting chased by another shadow, that's why the reinforcements popped up, but I think... Ooh. Aren't you guys weak to Pierce? No, you're too dark. Okay, so I have my Aha on Clotho, so I'll just use that. This is kind of a repeat of what I said, but what should be the goal of humanity? And I do think it is, we should leave the world in a better place than how we left. We should leave the world in a better place than where we started, right? So, and I guess, again, that is kind of subjective, because, like, somebody who grows up in, like, Africa or the Middle East or Asia is going to have very different, like, views of what should happen as opposed to a Westerner like me, right? Because we have different morals. And I guess that gets into the subject of, like, are morals subjective or objective, right? Is it, like, is there a way for us to completely agree on a set of foundational morals for all of us to live by? Or is it something that's shaped so heavily by where we grew up? And I remember hearing something from, I forgot his last name, Penn from Penn and Teller, and it was basically a religious person coming up to him and being like, you know, if you are atheist, like, why don't you just, like, go around, like, raping and killing people? You know, because, like, the reason the person was like, the reason I don't do that is because I'm religious and God doesn't want me to do that or whatever. And Penn said, I really need to clean all these skills up. I don't really like the break skills very much. They're just too niche for me. And Penn was like, well, I go around raping and killing all the people I want to, which is none, because I don't want to go around raping and killing other people, right? Like, why do you need the threat of eternal punishment to not do that? So, I don't know. I think that raises a good question. Like, do we have morals because that's what we feel internally, naturally? Or I think a lot of people have morals because of religion and whatever. And that's, I don't know. It's a tough question, right? Is that part of, like, your life's journey where you slowly develop these morals, and then slowly over the course of everything you realize how you want to live and all that? Or is it something where those values are instilled upon you by whatever religious doctrine you follow? You know, that's the weird thing about humans, you know. We have slowly developed so wildly differently from each other, and I guess this is partly because I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade X lately, and its themes do kind of relate to this a little bit, but, like, when do we finally come together? When does that happen? Does it ever come to happen? Do we, you know, once we finally journey off to other worlds, do we finally develop a more unified culture? Because I don't know. We're in the information age now, and everything is at our fingertips, and yet even now we're still squabbling over really insignificant things. And that's something that, like, astronauts talk about when they go up to space and then they come back. Whenever they leave and see how, like, small Earth is when they're in orbit, it gives them a sense of, like, why are we fighting over all these small little things? Like, why are we squabbling over resources, or why are we squabbling over politics or religion or all these different things when we're all just these sad little monkeys on this tiny speck of dust floating in endless oblivion? that got kind of morbid quick, but you know what I mean, right? Like, why do we fight all over this stuff? You know, if there are, like, aliens out there, which honestly I have the belief that there are some type of aliens out there somewhere, right? It's just, this is the Fermi paradox, right? So okay, okay, this is a great idea, because now I have tons of things to talk about that I feel like I don't normally talk about. So the Fermi paradox, if you've never heard of it, it's basically like, if there's so many planets out there, so many different star systems, and space is so unbelievably wildly large, why haven't we... Does Spacey just die here? No, she's okay. All of those different things. Like, space is so hugely large. Why haven't we found aliens yet? And the idea is that there's two ideas. First is that there are aliens out there and we haven't found them yet. And it could be for a few reasons. One, it could be that complex life is actually really, really hard to develop, and we are kind of a special case where it is like maybe there are like single-celled organisms out there, but things that are like multicellular, capable of like complex thought and stuff, that's really rare. You know, it's hard for things to mutate into that. The second idea is that, well, oh, you guys go boom, don't you? I think you do. Okay, I think I'll be right. The second idea is that, yes, there are aliens out there, and they did develop into complex life, but we are so primitive compared to them, they've just never made contact for whatever reason. Or there's this thing called the Great Barrier, and it's this idea that there are, like, fences at different stages of life development. So, like, maybe at some point, one of those barriers is developing into multicellular organisms. So, like, that is really hard, but there have been other species, organisms that have gotten to that point and gotten past it. And then maybe the next barrier is industrializing or whatever. Like, some species don't get to that point, and that's what stops them. And then maybe the next phase is, oh, we're getting closer and closer to that strong enemy presence. It's not much farther now. Please be careful.
All right, let's continue exploring.
And so, like, industrialization is another one where it's hard for species to develop fire or steam power or whatever. And then maybe the next one is, like, not killing each other with nuclear weapons, which, hey, we're still kind of there right now. You never know. And there's this idea of, okay, we're either before that barrier or we have passed that barrier. So I really like the Fermi paradox, and if you've ever heard of Kurzgesagt, it's a really, really, really awesome YouTube channel that I love. I actually haven't watched their videos in a while. I should check their channel and see what they posted in a while. They make a ton of really awesome space videos, and I love space, in case you couldn't tell. But I think the Fermi paradox videos that I think they've made more than one, are really, really good, and you should definitely go check them out. They're really, really well produced. But it's this idea of, like, where are they? And on one hand, if aliens do exist, that's really scary for us, because it means that we are either way ahead of them or we're way behind them. And if we're way behind them, you may think, like, oh, that's cool, like, they'll come here and they'll share stuff with us, and that's cool. No, that's terrifying, because that means that they could very easily just destroy us. Because, okay, there's this, oh, what is it called? What is it called? I forgot the exact word for it, but it's basically a scale of measuring how advanced a civilization is. So, like, you've got, I think it's called Type 1. So Type 1 civilization is they're able to harness the power, the entire power of their local star. So for us, that would be the sun. So right now, humanity is, like, I think is, like, at a 0.7 or a 0.8 type civilization. And then you've got Type 2, which is able to harness the power of their entire solar system, I think it was. And then Type 3 would be able to harness the power of their entire galaxy. So that would basically just be, like, even the power to... How do I get rid of this thing? I've gotten so off topic. I love it. I have so many things to talk about when I talk about things I'm interested in. But, like, anything above, realistically, like, a Type 1 would be really bad for us. Because think about it, like, we can't even harness the... Oh, maybe... Ooh. No, wait. Maybe Type 1? Hold on. No. Okay, so Type 1 is the harness the power of your entire planet. 2 is your star. 3 is your solar system. And then 4 would be your galaxy. Yes. Yeah, Type 4 is within your whole galaxy. Okay? So, like, anything realistically above, like, a Type 2 would basically look like gods to us. Ooh, which one do I want? Probably the lovers. And there's this theoretical thing called a Dyson sphere, which is basically a giant array of solar panels around the sun that could technically get us to a Type 2. It's theoretically possible. Is it gonna happen? Probably not. Definitely not in our lifetimes. Absolutely not. But it is technically a thing that could happen. And I need to use, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I love space. I think I've always loved space. I definitely got that from my mom. She loves, especially like so one of her favorite movies is called The Right Stuff. And it's about like the progression. I don't want to say it's a documentary, but it kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not a documentary because it's not supposed to be like exactly historical. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's not historical fiction. It's like a dramatized version of history, if that makes sense. So basically, it chronicles like the history of human flight from like the Wright brothers, which is why it's called The Right Stuff, through like the Apollo missions and also Chuck Yeager breaking the sound barrier and all that stuff. It's a cool movie. it is a cool movie. I haven't seen it all. It's really, really long. I've seen it in chunks. Like I remember watching the chunks with Chuck Yeager a lot, the first man to break the sound barrier. And I can't remember the last time I've watched the other portions of it. It's definitely been a long time. Where was I going with this? Talking about planets and space and shit. Oh yeah, I just like space. I think it's cool. If you've ever played Portal, I think it's Portal. It's Portal 2. There's that little spherical core buddy, personality core. Is that what they're called? The little personality core that's just like, we're in space. That's basically me. I like space. It's so much fun. It's so cool. I actually have a poster of the Carl Sagan pale blue dot quote. I have a poster of that. I love it. I think it's so cool. And that also, that does kind of go into the topic of like astronauts going into space and realizing that how insignificant we are. We're just a bunch of monkeys floating on a pale blue dot. So yeah. I don't know. I would like to see, I would really, really love to see a human on Mars before I die. I think that'd be really cool. It is sad that really the space race was basically just a Cold War thing. It's really died off in the past who knows how long, and I'd say definitely within the last 20 years it has died off. Like they've retired the space shuttles, and it has gone. NASA has kind of gotten privatized into SpaceX, which I really, really don't like. I feel like when we work together to have a common cause, whether it's the US or just humanity as a whole, it becomes a much more collective struggle and triumph, and we always do better with that than kind of splintering off and forming our own little factions instead, which is really unfortunate. I would like to not have that happen. Aren't you guys weak to electric? I'm pretty sure you are. We're gonna roll the dice here. Yes, okay. And I am sad that NASA's budget has progressively gotten smaller and smaller and smaller, because I would like to see just how much we could accomplish and what things we could discover if we had that push that we had during the Cold War. Unfortunately, that hasn't really happened. There's a lot of cuts to science and education and space and shit now in the US, which is really disappointing for me. I wish it weren't like that, because it just, I don't know. I like science, that you blocked that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm okay. Okay. I don't know. I like that type of stuff. Okay, you just block everything. Sounds good. I'll just kill you instead. I guess this goes into my thoughts of like, you should leave the world in a better place than when you came into here. if we can, I think science is absolutely the way forward, and it saddens me to see science not be treated as the. There's a quote that I like, and it's magic is just science we haven't discovered yet, right? If you plopped somebody from even like 100 years ago into the world we live in now, they would be so out of sorts, right? We've got all this different food that's available literally instantly. At least, of course, I'm speaking as an American here, somebody who lives in one of, if not the most advanced country in the world. So take this with a grain of salt. This would not apply to somebody living in like Kenya or Yemen or other places, right? Just going to be different. But I think that, where was I going with this? Oh, I think that science is the way forward. Science is just, or magic is just science we haven't figured out yet, right? You take somebody from 100 years ago and we've got like phones, like cell phones. Even somebody from like the 80s, like if we showed them a cell phone where we have every piece of human knowledge at our fingertips, like that's insane. That's crazy. That's so cool. And like phones, for better or worse, for whatever for even with people's negative view of TikTok brain rot, phones have really changed our lives for the better, right? I think it's hard to deny that. Wow, that did a lot of damage. Oh, you have attack up. I'm gonna burn some Theurgies here. But like, what else could we come up with if we really like focused on science and stuff, right? It's really sad to me that stuff like that isn't taken seriously, because a lot of the stuff that we got is like, it traces its origins back to like space programs and stuff. So I don't know. These are just my thoughts. I think that humanity is capable of so much more than what we have right now. I think humanity is kind of prone to under-delivering a lot of stuff. And yeah. So that was a long answer. I got really off track, but this was a good this was a really good question to get. Like, these questions are actually really good. So the next one is, does fate exist? If so, do we have free will? Or I guess we'll just do, does fate exist? I feel like that free will exists. That was kind of the last question, the first question I did, I think. I do not think that fate exists. I think so. I've talked about how much I love Destiny 1, and one of my favorite moments in Destiny 1 is in the very first raid, the Vault of Glass. Okay, for one, the Vault of Glass is a crazy place. So it's basically where there's these robotic aliens called the Vex. They've basically figured out how to manipulate time. Oh, that's a lot of good stuff here. I think I'm gonna grab, I need to grab the chest, I need to grab that golden hand, definitely. But the Vex have figured out how to manipulate time, but only in the vault, which is this area on Venus? Yes, on Venus. And basically, like all of the bosses in the Vault of Glass raid are different versions of basically like quantum supercomputers that they're trying to basically write you out of existence, because they figured out how time works, and they basically they either write you out of the timeline, or they pull a different timeline where you don't exist. They pull that timeline into existence, which is just like such a crazy, such a batshit crazy idea, and so cool to think about. Like, I love the Vault of Glass so much. It's such a cool area, such a cool raid, but one of my favorite parts of the vault is when you're fighting the last boss, Atheon. So Atheon's title is Time's Conflux. So basically, he can send... What will happen in that encounter is half of the team I guess spoilers for like a 10-year-old raid at this point. What will happen is you've got a 6-man fire team, and he will send 3, so half of your fire team, into either the past or the future of the Vault of Glass. And I'm gonna try to not get hit by this guy. And what you need to do is you basically need to recover this relic that will take you back to the present timeline, the one that you were in. And once you do that, it empowers your whole team, and you can damage Atheon. And I love this line so much, but there's little dialogue that pops up, like, you know, so-and-so died or activated a super or whatever. And whenever you successfully get your other teammates back into the present timeline and get empowered, there's a very iconic line that pops up at the bottom of the screen in like super tiny text, not obvious, and it says, "Guardians make their own fate." And Guardians are the characters that you are. And I love that line so much. It's such a cool line, and I know this is such a dweeby thing to geek out about, but it's such a great line when combined with everything that happens. It's like, all of this stuff that happens in the vault is the Vex trying to force their own fate upon you, right? They are trying to write you out of existence or pull a different timeline into existence where you don't exist. All of these different things, and then there you are with your relic. It's, funny enough, is called the Aigis, and we're in episode Aigis, and Aigis' name in Japanese is Aegis. Aegis. Oh my god. Okay. I know it sounds weird to say Aegis. That's the Xenoblade 2 in me. So there are characters in Xenoblade 2 called Aegises, and it's spelled like Aegis. And I always said it as Aegis before. Aegis. Aegis. What? I can't even. I'm going crazy. But in Xenoblade 2 they call them Aegis throughout the whole game, and now I start saying it like Aegis. And it sounds so dumb, but regardless, I love the line, "Guardians make their own fate," because that is how I view this world. We decide our own destinies. We decide all that. And it kind of goes back to, you know, it may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility, right? It's okay to not be perfect and to make mistakes, and there are things that are outside of your control, and that is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But it is a problem when you let those things overpower you, and all of a sudden you don't make responsible or good decisions or things like that. So I love the line, "Guardians make their own fate," and I guess it also extends. This is more like a relationship type of thing. I don't believe in soulmates. I never really have. I feel like we are all naturally compatible with others, to varying degrees, obviously. Like, I'm probably not going to be super compatible with a 99-year-old woman. Probably not going to be compatible with her. But we decide how things go. And it's our decisions and how we respond to external events. You are... Okay, I need to use a physical skill. It's how we respond to these external events that shape our lives rather than them shaping us. I guess they do shape us to some extent, but I guess it depends, like, are you somebody who... I'm gonna heal here? Like, are you somebody who waits for the world to change, or are you somebody who changes the world? Right? I hate the phrase "waiting on the world to change." Like, don't wait for it to change. Change it yourself. Like, you have more power than you think, especially with the ability to affect those around you. And I feel like Persona is a good example of that, right? Like, where would people be without Makoto in the base game? Where would people be without Joker in P5 or you in P4? Why you, not Y-O-U. You Narukami. You know? So, that, I don't know. The lore in Destiny is super, super interesting. Okay, if you have, like, 2 hours to kill. There's a YouTuber named My Name is Byf, B-Y-F. I don't know why that's his name, but he's kind of like the community lore master. He knows all the weird shit. His videos are really good. And he made a video on the Vault of Glass. And it is incredibly good. It is incredibly long. If you have like 2 hours to kill, because clearly you do, because you're probably like 6 hours into this episode. If you have a couple hours to kill, go watch that one. Go learn about the Vault of Glass. It's a really, really, really interesting concept. And I love the lore of Destiny. I'm so sad that the actual narrative of Destiny is like really shit. I remember playing so I jumped into Destiny 1 in, when was it? I think it was House of Wolves. So that was the second expansion. And I remember playing through the base campaign, and I was just like, I got done, I was like, that was, oh, there's another hand. I was like, that was it? Like, where's the story? Because one of my friends was like really, really hyping it up. He goes, dude, like the game is so much fun, it's gonna be great. And this is when I realized that other people really don't have the same view of games as I do. He was definitely talking about the gameplay and not necessarily the story. And I will say, I am a big fan of like games with really tight gameplay loops, which is why I like Monster Hunter so much, which does not have a very good story. But I got done with the campaign, I was just like, that was ass. And keep in mind, I was a freshman in high school at the time, so I hadn't really, I guess, developed that higher sense of thinking that goes along with looking at games critically. Like, I'm not saying that high schoolers can't do it that way, but when you're 14, you haven't, like, your brain hasn't developed, right? Your frontal lobe is itty bitty tiny, right? I got a big forehead now, all right? I'm mega mind, okay? So even then I was like, wow, this sucks. And then I got really into the other aspects, like the gameplay, oh, you get apt pupil. I'll get rid of diorama, I guess. This is actually a really, really good physical attack. If I get auto Tarakaja on you, that'd be really good. Anyway, the lore, once I dug into the lore, but ooh, hello.
I'm getting that strange reading again. I wonder if it's a shadow. I can't tell for sure, but it feels familiar.
Interesting. Even Fuka is confused, and she's usually pretty on top of stuff. I guess I can go back and save again? Oh, I don't know. I might as well, considering how... I feel like I haven't died too often so far. Maybe... So, I mean, I know during the last chunk, I did die on purpose just because I was tired of not killing the enemy. Just wanted to reset the encounter. That's when a good time, that would be a good time for Metaphor's reset fight mechanic. Something really strong below you. Let's jump on in. Should be good to go. I think my party's in good shape right now.
Shadows confirmed. And wait, there's that presence again. I wonder, could that strange figure be summoning the shadows waiting for us? Get ready.
Engaging the
Alrighty, here we are. Harmony Giant and Judgment Sword. I'm gonna wait on my Theurgies. Ooh, Aigis and Yukari are kind of low on SP. That's a little concerning. But I should be okay for this fight, knock on wood. But yes, the lore of Destiny is really, really well done. And it is a shame that the base game narrative was really, really not good. I will say, some of the later expansions, like I really, really enjoyed the Taken King. What was the other one? Oh, what was the other one? I forgot. It was the one with the splicers. What was that one called? It was... Oh, it had to do with the Iron Lords. What was it called? forgot what the name was. That one was really good. And then like once the game was over, they basically just like let us go ham on the game. And the Age of Triumph, that one, that was the last little, that was what the last season, if you want to call it, that was. That one was a lot of fun because they're just like, yeah, break the game, go crazy. And I don't know, it makes me sad that developers are kind of afraid to, they're like afraid to let us break the game and mold it how we want to play it, right? I guess in a multiplayer game, that kind of makes sense, right? You don't want, like a PvP, right? You don't want like a StarCraft or a League to be really heavily unbalanced. You want that to be a pretty consistent experience for as much as you can, as much as you can make it, right? I feel like you're gonna be somebody who's weak to, you gotta be weak to some kind of status, right? Ah, whatever. We'll figure it out. We definitely want to take down one of you. Why am I doing so little damage? Do I need to just buff everybody? I can't switch personas. I'm going to pass over to you, Kari. Do I want to Theurgy here? I'll Theurgy here. I should definitely start debuffing things. I'm going to Theurgy you. I don't know. These fights are weird. I don't know why they feel so spongy. I guess I probably should have debuffed and then did the Theurgy, but it's fine. I don't think I'm in too much danger here, hopefully. Again, knock on wood. But I think I need to focus on buffs for this more than anything, which realistically, I probably should have been doing that from the beginning. I don't know why I haven't done that. Maybe I guess maybe it's like... Have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? I'm talking about a lot of science stuff right now. I don't know, maybe that's just what the mood I'm in after doing all this stuff. But the Dunning-Kruger effect is like, the dumber you are, the more you think you know. So like, it's, okay. Oh shit. Why did that do so much damage? Wait, I don't have any revival items. Do I have Recarm? I don't have Recarm. Oh, shit. Well, this just got a lot harder. I gotta make sure nobody else dies. Oh, God. I really don't have... I don't have any. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna go to Polonia. I'm gonna buy some revival items, and then I'll be back. Oh, Fuka has stuff to talk to us about. You found more parts, right? Would you like to have them installed? I guess we're getting them installed. Okay. Okay, everything looks great. I'm sure you'll be able to make good use of this enhancement, Aigis. So, ambush has been enhanced. Oh, this is where we inflict stress without fail. Okay, very similar to base game reload. Like I said, I'm gonna go buy some healing items. I didn't realize I was so low. I guess with the last couple fights, I got kind of cleaned out on everything. So, I'll be right back. And Junpei gave us a flower shop flyer. I guess the flower shop's opening a new branch at Polonia. They've been handing out flyers. Doesn't mean much to me, but maybe you can check it out if you're interested. Okay. I'm gonna go back into the abyss, and hopefully that will be all that I need to say. Elizabeth has something for us. Get some Twilight Fragments. Anything else? Any requests, perchance? Treasure hunting milestone. Rare shadow. Got some onyx, that's good. Okay. Try this again. Okay, I think I am roughly back to where I was when I left off. So I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I found something that probably works. I believe if the sword thingy, dude, I think if this one has its agility lowered, the big one will always use Sukukaja on it, so you can actually kind of, I don't want to say, I need to heal. You can kind of like stun lock it, where you can just hit it with Secunda over and over. Oh, lovely. You can kind of hit it with Secunda over and over. And this is going great. And are you going to Tempest Slash and crit Metis? Yes, you are. And then you're going to Tempest Slash Yukari? Yep. How did I know? She's dead. How did I know? How did I know? How did I know? I just knew. Okay. I definitely need to... Good thing I bought all those revival items. See, being prepared is actually a good thing. Who would have thought? And can you please get back up? Okay, that's at least a little better. I think as long as I can get rid of the smaller one, I think I'll... Okay. Okay, game. I get it. I think as long as I can get rid of this smaller one, I should be okay. Bruh, come on. Okay, I need to Oracle to heal. I don't really have another choice. And I lost Yukari's Theurgy. I should have just used it. I should have just used it. I don't know why. I don't know why these gatekeepers are so they're so like weirdly hard. I've got no health on anyway. Why don't I have Mediarama yet? I'm like level 40. Menace is going down. Please miss for some reason. Please miss. Please miss. Please miss. Miss. Mercy. Okay. I'm okay. That does so much damage. Why? Okay. I just need to get rid of one. Why are these so spongy? What the fuck? Okay. Well, maybe I can just go on to the next philosophical question. Do you think it's possible to live a normal life and not ever tell a lie? No. No, I don't. I think... I don't want to say it's, like, natural for us to lie, but I think, like, it's just... Even if you're just joking around for the most part, right? Like, you're gonna tell a lie at some point. It doesn't even have to be a bad one. Like, no, officer. I didn't kill him. It can just be a... Yeah, like, yes, dear, that dress does not make you look fat, right? Like, the small little white lies to just not make people feel absolutely horrible about themselves. Those are fine for the most part, I would say. I mean, obviously some of them aren't great, but, you know, we're gonna lie at some point. Or, honey, did you... No, I didn't steal the last cosmic brownie out of the box. Why would you ask that? Are you guys weak to some kind of status that I'm just missing? Okay, there might be something there, because it missed and it didn't block. Maybe. Tar Project, everybody's all buffed up. Charm, maybe? You've got to be weak to something, right? I guess charming an arm would not make a lot of sense. I think I'm gonna... Ooh, I think I can Garula into Theurgy, and then I can heal with Yukari. That might work. Into Theurgy, and I'm going to Justice here. Oh, I really should get some better Theurgies. I'm surprised I haven't unlocked any more now. But I guess this one is good enough for what we've got. That does... Oh, that did dizzy him, so that's good. But I do need to heal. I have Recarm on Yukari. Ah, I thought I didn't have Recarm on Yukari. Ah, damn it. And God. This is not a great party comp for this fight. And you're dizzy. Okay, at least the sword dude is struggling, but what do I do here? I think I'm gonna heal everybody. That's probably the best. Ooh. I feel like that's probably the best bet here. I don't want to use the 200 one. I feel like that's going to be useful later on. Just enough for, like, Yukari to get up and going. I should probably analyze. I don't remember how weak they are to strike damage. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Why is this taking so long? Anyway, what's another one? Does a person's name influence the person they become? Yes. Would you? I mean, it's just. Oh, maybe Herculean Strike? No. No, you block Pierce. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like it does. Like, if your parents name you Adolf, you're probably gonna get teased a lot as a kid, and that's not really conducive to healthy childhood development, you know? So, unfortunately, you can't really control that. I guess in the future, if you wanted to, you could change your name, which, if... It wasn't even a crit. Are you kidding me? And I had plus defense! I am angry. I guess you can change your name later on if you really desperately hate it. But yeah, if you've got a really, really heinous name, there's not much you can do about that, which really sucks. I'm gonna heal everybody with Aigis here. I think that's probably the best play, because I've got... Yukari should get back up this turn. I'm just now realizing the little stun, the downed animation that by her portrait, it just went away because she got back up. It kind of looks Mario Sunshiny. I've never noticed that before. I haven't even played Mario Sunshine. I'm not a big 3D Mario guy. Like, they're one of those games where I recognize that, like, hey, you know, these are good games. I get that. But it's also just not really the game for me. Because I remember when the Switch was out, I was like, you know what? I've never really gotten into the 3D Mario games. And I've heard Mario Odyssey is good, so, like, you know, I'll try it. I'll try Mario Odyssey. I picked it up with, like, Doom for, like a 2-for-1 deal, or, like, a buy one, get one half off or whatever. And, oh my god. Am I gonna die here? Am I gonna get Tempest Slashed? I think I am. No. I'm just gonna cut to when I beat this fight. Okay, I think I found a strategy that's mostly good. What I did right here, I mean, I did say I was gonna cut to when I beat the fight, and now I'm here, but... Regardless, what I found works best is, again, kind of keeping that, the hand swordy dude, keeping him under a basic permanent secunda, so lowering his accuracy evasion. That also does help with sometimes getting a helpful dodge here and there, so that you don't die from stuff. It's also good because the big boy, he tends to want to Tsukukaja it, so it will frequently waste a turn. And that helps, and then just focusing down on the arm sword. He's armed, you idiot. We've all got swords. Just because it just helps you get through everything faster. And now that I am here, I can focus down on this Harmony Giant dude. And that's the best way that I had it. This is only my third go around here. So I had the one where I didn't have healing items, and then I said I was going to cut to when I was done, and now I'm here because I am dumb. Sometimes I'm just dumb. No, you do not reflect Pierce. And then I would also probably recommend having Ken as your healer rather than Yukari, because Yukari is going to take damage, is going to get one moored from all of the electric attacks that the Harmony Giant has. But like I said, my other party members are as you can see there, my other party members are incredibly low leveled, and I don't want to take the time to grind them up just to do this one boss. I'd rather, I don't know, beat my head against the wall, try to figure it out, than go through the pain and suffering of grinding up different party members. But that is just my personal preference. I don't know about you. Maybe you like having all of your party members around the same level. I normally do, but because Persona 3, the levels don't like staying the same very much throughout your party, it makes it difficult. It makes it difficult every now and then. That's one thing that I am glad that they kind of changed as the series went forward. You see that a lot with a lot of the abilities that, pretty sure that's Mishima's Confidant gives you. it's a lot of, hey, party members in the back now actually gain experience at a decent rate, so you don't just have, like, random level 10 Ryuji because you never used him past the second palace. I don't know, just a thought. And you are kind of being annoying right now, which is really, really, really unfortunate. But unless I really, really royally screw up here, I don't see myself losing this fight. Unless I get, like, a crit a bunch of crazy times, I should be good. Yukari needs Tarukaja. I want to get as much damage out of this Theurgy as I can for her, because I don't have too many of them. I mean, I guess I can always just build up another one, but they take so long to charge sometimes, and when I'm using Yukari a little bit more for damage, it kind of makes it takes a while for hers to charge. I also can't really shift to Metis, so I can't take advantage of hers very much, and then I can't inflict a status with Mitsuru, so that one takes forever to charge, and I'm not hitting weaknesses with Aigis, so hers takes forever to charge, and god damn it. Well, at least I'm not dying. Do I want to just let Yukari go down so it stops getting one mores? Anyway, what is my next question? Ooh, is humanity headed in the right or wrong direction? I feel like I've kind of touched on this a little bit. I don't think we're going in the right direction. And I don't know if that's me being all doom and gloom for whatever reason, but I just... Oh, you're weak to electric. That sucks. I don't think we're going in a good direction. I feel that as much as I love the internet, obviously, because I post videos on it and I'm on it a lot, as much as I love the internet and everything, I feel like it has further divided us as opposed to further unified us, which is not good, obviously. Oh my god. Do I just want to let Yukari go down? I feel like she's just a liability at this point. Bruh. Okay. I think I'm just going to let Yukari go down and just leave her dead. Because these one mores are just... It's just making it worse. Do I have Secunda on anybody here? You know, I really probably should have prepared better for this fight. Yeah, it's fine. But I feel that... I think I've mentioned this before. I really hate AI. I think it's really gonna mess up a lot of things going forward. Maybe I'll get the miss. I do get the lucky miss. I think it's really gonna mess up a lot of things going forward, as if it's not messed up a lot of things right now, and that scares me just from a standpoint of I have a feeling we're never gonna know what the truth is anymore, because AI generated pictures have gotten shockingly good, shockingly fast, which is really scary to think about. So I would love to be proven wrong, especially with the AI stuff, but I have a feeling it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. And I feel like usually I try to see the good in people, but for this, I have a really bad feeling about some stuff that could potentially come up soon. I also personally feel that we are closer to a dystopia right now than we are to a utopia, and I mean, I guess with Metaphor ReFantasio's like themes and like common ideas throughout it. Yes, I do think that... Ooh, I should probably get rid of that. Do I have any Kunda clears? What is it called? I forgot what it's called. I don't think I do. That's fine. I think I'll be okay. With Metaphor's whole, like, main shtick being, like, utopia is something that takes work. I understand that, and I get it, but I feel like we are much closer to a dystopia right now than we are to a utopia, which makes me sad, because I do wish that people would at least... I guess the biggest problem is that we all have different ideas of what a utopia would be. you know, which is really unfortunate. Wow, you actually attacked the wrong person. I'm kind of surprised. But you know what? We take those! And I think that is another thing that, like, we all want different things, and there's no way for us to agree on all this stuff, which sucks, because it would make things so much easier if we could just all agree on stuff, but that's just part of the human experience, you know? Does the study of philosophy ever lead to answers or simply more questions? I feel like it typically leads to more questions, right? And that's not a bad thing. You know, I think that, what's a good persona to use here? Probably just stay here. I don't think there's wrong with asking questions. I think asking questions is a good thing because it gets us to think, and by thinking, we better understand not only ourselves and the worlds around us better, but it's just, it can sometimes, by asking questions, we can lead to answers. And does that necessarily mean we can answer all of life's great mysteries? No, but that doesn't mean we can't learn something along the way. And I need to apply all of my debuffs again because you got rid of all of them. That's kind of an unfortunate thing to happen all at once. But we are looking good here for the most part. And hopefully I can get out of this without too much more pain. Meta should find her Theurgy here at some point. Probably next turn. I think I did... What did I do with... I did Matarunda. And I've used up so much SP just in this stupid fight alone. Because someone won't die! God, these bosses are so spongy. I feel like I've been here for like 20 minutes. And somebody's going down, right? Yeah. Yukari? Dude. Defense reverted. Am I shocked? Oh, that was quick! Let's go! Kind of surprised. I guess I probably could have recarmed with Yukari and then healed with Aigis. It doesn't really matter. But it should take just a couple more turns here. Hopefully. It's tough for me to like talk about these philosophy things and also try to focus on the fight at the same time because I don't know, when I'm playing these games on my own, sometimes like I sit here and scream, mostly during like big story moments, I'll like sit here and scream at stuff that's cool and whatever. But I feel like I don't talk to myself super often. Unless it's like really intense, I guess like one of these fights, but why is she the only one to get hit? Is she dead? No. Okay. I'm just gonna attack this turn. I'm not gonna worry about healing. I feel like the Orgia mode probably gets the kill. I hope so. What's another good question? Ooh, is it better to be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? Okay, so for me, I like being a small fish in a big pond. And I know this isn't the same for everybody. Some people, and this, oh, we get the Justice Arcana, or Tarot card, whatever you want to call it. Get some level ups. But then this is something that is kind of coming back to my roots as an athlete slash musician. Get me Patra, thank God. I always liked being a small fish in a big pond. I guess, okay, I should explain what this means. Oh, we get charged. I'm so all over the place. Oh. I don't know what to get rid of here. I'll get rid of Marin Karen. So, this is basically asking... I've got dialogue to read. Never mind. That enemy was pretty tough, but it was still no match for us. Hey, nothing can take me down, as long as I have my sister to protect. Thanks, Metis. Oh, no need to thank me for that. Yeah, let's make haste. That's what you want, right, sister? That is, in fact, what I want. But first, we need to get all of these Twilight Fragment chests. Let's open that one. What do we get? Something good. Foreign Drama DVD. This one, I think this one's gonna be gear. Hopefully something good. Insulated tights. Ooh, that looks great. What do you say? Can I use it? Yeah, you could probably stand to put some pants on, Yukari. I always hated that they just wear their school outfits. I mean, I guess with Reload they did change it a little bit, where they get one extra piece of clothing. This takes me back to the Desert of Doors, right? Yeah. I think I am going to... Oh, I'm gonna go back to the desert. I might as well save at this point. How many more floors do I have? How many floors? I don't know how to pronounce that. Caina, 20 floors. 14. I've been recording for an hour and a half. Well, I definitely want to save first. I think I can get to the end of it right now. I'm going to try to go for that. It is a Saturday night, and here I am talking to a computer. I do think I can actually make it through this chunk. I don't think there are any bosses along the way anymore, so I'll try to make this quick. We've got 5 floors, so we've got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, 5 more floors, because it stops at 20. That doesn't really count. So I'm going to go to the next floor, and I should be able to go through these relatively quickly. Ooh, the dark figure. I guess, my apologies. I need a moment. Is that all right? I'm going to try and locate that, well, whatever it is. Okay. We're in yet another part of the abyss. I think we've seen this tile palette, if that's what you want to call it. I think we've seen this tile palette before. So... at this point, we're just going through the motions. So big fish in a small pond, or small fish in a big pond. Yes, those are the words I was looking for. So if you're a big fish in a small pond, basically that means that like you're the hot shot, but like there's not a ton of like high quality stuff around you, if that makes sense. So like let's say we're talking about like, you know, you're the hot shot quarterback at like a really small high school. Right? Would you rather be that, or would you rather be like second string QB at, you know, a huge high school, like one of those big ass high schools in Texas or whatever? Okay, so I personally like being a small fish in a big pond because I feel like it gives me people to shoot for. Oh my god, it gives me people to shoot for. Like I don't want to be off on my own at the top, and I think it's kind of boring like that when you're just always the best and nothing's ever a challenge anymore. Wait, why didn't Aigis get to move again? Whatever. It's fine. So I personally like being a small fish in a big pond because I like being challenged. I think for the most part, I don't like being challenged 100% of the time. We do need breaks every now and then, right? But I enjoy that aspect of competitive stuff. I think it's fun. You know, I want to have to really put in effort if I want to get somewhere. It makes it more rewarding at the end, right? If I just coasted through life and coasted through, you know, school, it wouldn't be rewarding. Like I kind of coasted through high school. It was really easy for me, and I didn't find it enjoyable. There was never really any challenge. The only time there was challenge was like my freshman year of English. I was never very good at English, and it just, like, that was the only challenge, and that was that. It is what it is, you know? What's the next one? What are you... Okay, that one sucks. How replaceable are you? I think this... Okay. In terms of, like, a job, I feel that... This is going to sound awful. I do feel like everybody is replaceable to some extent. Right? There are going to be people who are, like, really valuable to a company or whatever organization you work for, right? But I feel like to some extent, it doesn't matter if you're the CEO all the way to a janitor. There's got to be somebody out there who can do the job at least similar to you, right? I think that just because somebody's not doing the job exactly like you, exactly as well as you, doesn't mean that you're not replaceable. And I think that is also, I talked about this, but like soulmates and stuff, I feel like there are people who are naturally really compatible with each other, and just because you, like, the two of you work super well, or like, I don't know, 3, 4, 10 if you're in a throuple or harem or whatever, just because you two click super well or whatever doesn't mean that your partner and somebody else wouldn't, right? And I know that kind of sucks because you think like, oh, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, and I think that's great and all, but I'm sure that there are multiple people out there who I could spend the rest of my life with, and maybe my soulmate is the person where we, click 100% on everything, or agree 100% on everything, but, I'd be more than happy to be able to click, 95% with somebody. I think that would be fine. So I need to use an electric skill here. Which, I mean, I guess is kind of sad in a way. Like, we all want to find our other half, right? That's such a common saying, my other half or whatever. And it does make it feel like you're complete in a way, and that person is one of a kind. And in a sense, I guess that everybody is one of a kind, right? But that doesn't mean that they are the only one out there for you. Which, again, it sucks, but there's so many people out there that I think it's impossible to find only one person you're super compatible with. Oh god, if you had to guess, what do you think would be the most likely way you'll die? That's a good question. I honestly don't really know. I've always had a feeling I'm gonna die because of some weird medical thing. Not necessarily like an incurable, like a really rare disease, but just like, oh, I have cancer, now I'm dead. I don't know why I feel like that, but I just do. I have a feeling, which is weird because I feel like I'm pretty healthy otherwise. Like, I don't have any pre-existing conditions or anything. I don't have like diabetes or high blood pressure or asthma or allergies or anything like that. I have a feeling I'm not going to just die of old age one day, which I know, like, that is generally speaking, like, dying of old age is not really a thing. You just die of your body shutting down, whether it's heart disease or kidney failure or whatever. But I just have a feeling. I don't know why. I just have a feeling. But I remember I was on a flight one day, and I don't fly super often. I've never flown a ton, but I had to for this. And the plane was turning to line up to the runway, and I was landing in an area that had a lot of mountains. So we were turning, so the wing that I was on tipped down. And when it tipped down, there was an updraft because we were in the mountains, and the plane shuddered really bad. And I about had a heart attack, and it didn't help that there was some lady behind us screaming, praying to Jesus. Oh my god, that did not help. And ever since then, I have not really liked flying. And it sucks because I know that flying is super safe compared to other forms of travel. And I am a very logical person, so you would think, oh, that shouldn't bother me because I'm more likely to die driving to the airport than I am in the plane. It doesn't matter. Takeoff freaks me the fuck out. I don't know why. And I remember telling my mom that I'm just like, I'm fine once I'm in the air. I'm fine when we're landing, but takeoff, there's just something about takeoff that freaks me out. And she goes, well, that makes sense. That is the most likely time you're going to get in a plane crash. I was like, I hate you so much. Why did you say that? It would have cost you $0 not to say that. But no, you just had to open your mouth. So, I don't like flying. Again, it is just takeoff. I don't know why it is just takeoff, but it is. And it's weird because people are like, oh, you're fine with landing? I'm just like, yeah, like, we're already going down, right? Like, we're going down, and realistically, if your engines go out while you're in descent, most planes can just glide to the runway, right? That's how they work. And I don't, landing is fine. Like, we're already going down. We're already slowing down. Like, what's gonna happen? Right? Even if we crash on the runway, we're most likely just gonna kind of slide to a stop. And I'm gonna go to the Desert of Doors because I don't want to die and lose a bunch of progress. Even if it's only 10 minutes of progress, I need to make sure I get this done sooner rather than later. I also saw there was a Manad door there. I think I'm gonna take a pass on this one. I really want to get through this chunk of the Abyss relatively quickly because I'm losing steam. She lost track of that thing. Looks like this section of floors ends a little ways down, and that's where I lost track of it. Let's just keep heading down for now.
We're doing well.
We are doing well, Mitsuru. Thank you for noticing. I do feel like I slowly go crazy over the course of these long-ass episodes. But fortunately, I do get to break up the Abyss. Somebody asked, like, hey, you should live stream it, or you should live stream it? Maybe it's live stream it or live premiere it. I mean, does the live premiere really make a difference with an episode this long? I don't know. But, like, you should live stream it. I was like, that'd be great. I don't have the Wi-Fi for that. That's okay. It would be cool to stream. I've never really thought about exactly how I would do that. I don't think this is gonna sound awful. I don't think I'm entertaining enough to stream. Like, I don't think I could be on for multiple hours at a time for something like this. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, it's just, I think I'm more naturally suited to a more edited video format, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think I am interesting or entertaining enough for people to want to watch me rather than watch the game. Soul Shift. I'll get rid of diorama. And that's kind of another reason why I don't show my face in videos. I feel like this is less about me and more about the games. But I don't know. Maybe if at some point I get better Wi-Fi or I move into a new place and I can just... Metis has like no HP. Okay, that's fine. Or if I move into a place and I can get hooked up to a wired connection with my computer, maybe I'll try it out. I don't know how that would work because I do know that... So I know that OBS, which I assume people use for streaming, I'm pretty sure they do. I know it is a little CPU heavy, so I don't know how that would work once if I start playing more CPU heavy games, which I feel like most of the games that I play aren't super CPU heavy. Like, Persona 3 is not a super intensive game to run on your computers, even though I do have a really good setup. But something, I don't know, I know that Minecraft is actually really CPU intensive, which is kind of weird to say out loud, but it is. Because I did check one day because I was curious. So I try... You're weak to ice. So I try to keep that in mind whenever I play something or like whenever I record something. Because, like, let's say, you know, let's say a game for me runs at like a pretty consistent, like, let's just say 60 FPS as an easy one to do. Well, if I start recording in OBS, that's going to probably go down a little bit because OBS and Audacity, and maybe I have like a Chrome tab open for a guide, like I do normally when I record reload episodes and not episode Aigis, because I don't really need a guide for this. You know, those other resources are going to take up space on my computer. And I've heard of people using like a streaming computer that you know, that thing takes care of all the streaming side of things, like the OBS, the Audacity, other things, I guess. I don't know what else is required with streaming. If you're a VTuber, probably the VTuber software. I don't know. I do have an extra GPU because when I first got my computer, I got a cheaper one. I got a, what was it? I got a 7600 XT, and then have since upgraded to a 7900 XTX. Because when I first got my computer, I was like, I just need something where I can edit videos not on a laptop. Ooh, what is this? Is it just dark in here? Visibility is rather poor. I can see you all, but barely. At least the enemy won't be able to see you. Please stay calm and you'll pull through. Okay. There's a locked treasure chest here. Does this make the Reaper more likely to spawn? I feel like it does. Do I need to heal? I don't really need to heal. I'm gonna take on this enemy real quick. I really need more levels. I don't know why I feel so under-leveled for episode Aigis, but I just do. This is a big problem that I had with Portable, is I just felt extremely under-leveled for the entire game, even though... So the way I did it is I fought every single enemy on every single floor that I went through in Tartarus. And granted, I didn't go back and fight anybody. Like, I would do my run of Tartarus, and then I would leave, because why would I go back and do those things, right? Do I have a Magaru somewhere? I don't. That's fine. So I would fight every single enemy on every single floor of Tartarus, and I was just unbelievably under-leveled for the entirety of the game, and I don't know why. And I think I was playing on normal at that point, because that was only my second Persona game that I had played. Like, I'd played Royal, I did that on normal, and then I was like, okay, I'll play Portable next, because I really liked Royal. And I just couldn't do anything. Like, the gatekeepers just obliterated me for the entirety of the playthrough. And then I would get to the full moon fights, and they were cake. They were a cakewalk. And I've talked about this ad nauseum. It's just the difficulty curve in the original P3s. It was just all over the place. And it made the entire game so frustrating to play through. Because, like, you go through the game, you're like, okay, the full moon fights should definitely be the hardest fights, right? Right? No. The full moon fights they're cakewalks. They're so easy. I don't know. I mean, realistically, probably the Priestess one is probably the hardest, just because you've only got 3 party members, and early game Persona is usually the hardest because you don't have, like, any options. I guess I get the Persona EXP. Like, you have no options, which is why, especially, like, when you are so early in the game, doing the runs of, like, the Tartarus blocks or trying to do the palaces in one day is so hard because you just have no SP and you have no options. Did I get the ambush there? I did. Okay. But yeah, I really, really, really hated the difficulty curve of that game. So much so that okay, you block all that. I got to the last block of Tartarus, and I turned the game all the way down to the easiest setting and cranked up the EXP gains. I think you could do that. And I was just like, I don't care at this point. Like, I just want to finish the game. And I didn't like Portable very much anyway. So, what are you weak to? Fire, maybe? Where are you? Fire? Bug is weak to fire. I guess that makes sense. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. Okay, if someone you loved was killed right in front of you, but someone created a copy of them that was perfect, right down to the atomic level, would they be the same person, and would you love them just as much? Okay. This is very Xenoblade 3. If you've played that game, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, Metis is just dead. Sounds good. I didn't want to play the game anyway. I'll recarm. The one time I ever use recarm. So, this is a really, really good question. I have no idea how I would react to that. I think this is also very, like, Ship of Theseus-y. If you know, that's the what is it, moral dilemma, I guess, where, like, if you've got a boat and, like, let's say something breaks down on the boat, you replace the parts. If you replace all the parts, is it still the same ship? And if it's not, at what point does it become a different ship, right? So what If someone created a perfect copy of them. I guess it would depend if they, like, kept their memories, right? Like, if, ooh, I'm gonna try to find the exit, and then I think I'm gonna go save. I guess if they kept their memories, then I would think that they're probably just the same person. Obviously not technically the same person, but for all intents and purposes, they kind of are, right? Nobody would really know the difference if they weren't. Which I guess is kind of a terrible thing to say, that if I were to go poof right now and a copy of me, a clone Oro would pop out, then nobody would know a difference, but I guess that's kind of true. So I think at that point it would be hard not to love them as much, right? If say, like, you know, you're married and your spouse dies and then just a copy of them pops up, especially like if you're in the grieving phase right off the bat, like that would be really hard to say no to. I know that Black Mirror did an episode that was kind of like that, where this lady, I think, like lost her husband or something, and then got an android copy of him or something, and the difference was that the android was basically willing to do whatever for the woman, so that would clearly be different. But I think I would probably still love the copy. Oh god, was that? I kind of skipped through the dialogue. I'm assuming that's for the Reaper. I'm not gonna save. I've got one more floor. I think I'll be okay. Monad door. Nope. I mean, I think it said 20 floors. I do not care. I don't care. No, thank you. I choose life. Do I want to choose life, or do I want to fight some shadows? I'm gonna fight some shadows. If you could become immortal on the condition that you would never be able to die or kill yourself, would you choose immortality? Okay, this is one of those things where it's just like, it kind of depends on what happens to me once, like, the universe dies off, right? Like, okay, am I still immortal during the heat death of the universe and there's nothing but blackness, in which case that would sound pretty terrible. I think I'd rather just have a normal life. If, like, once the Earth goes poof and humanity dies out, I would also die out, I think I would be okay with that. Obviously, yes, like, seeing your loved ones die off would be really awful, but most of us experience some form of that anyway. Ooh, nice crit. I don't think we've ever seen that animation, because I don't often just whack enemies with metas. I usually use physical skills. But I think if I were to die along with humanity, I'd be okay with that. If I were to just be, if it would just be me in the emptiness, the blackness of space forever and ever and ever, that would be pretty not fun. No, muy no bueno. I'm gonna take these. That's probably fine. Yeah. Because I don't know. I think it'd be cool to live. On one hand, it'd be cool to see, like, everything that's ever gonna happen in terms of humanity and stuff, because, like, I've talked about wanting to see things and seeing where we go in the future as a species, but also, do I want to see all that crap? I don't know if I do. And hopefully with my knowledge, people would respect that. I would, this is also good. This is also a question. Would I get locked up for being immortal? Would they, like, experiment on me? I feel like that's a good question. I feel like governments everywhere would probably do that to try to figure out how I no die. That's probably not the best option. We'll do this, right? Like, I don't want to get locked. I don't get locked up like some X-Files shit, right? I kind of want to still just be a dude who makes videos and screams into a microphone. But I don't know. There are too many what ifs. Right? No more what ifs. I don't know. Maybe that's also part of, like, the moral dilemma, the philosophical conversation part of it, right? Maybe you just have to assume these things. Like, I guess all things considered, I would not, just because I don't want to be alone by myself for the rest of eternity in just an ever expanding universe. That would sound not fun. Please don't kill Aigis. Please don't kill Aigis. Please don't kill Aigis. Have mercy. It's fine. We're all good. We're all good. So, I don't know. That's a good one. What actions in your life will have the longest reaching consequences, and how long will those effects be felt? So, I feel like for most people that would be the children that they have, and not in a, oh, I love my children so much I would do anything for them. Like, that's just the realistic answer, right? Because if you bring a life into the world, they are probably going to also bring a life into the world, and it dominoes, it snowballs. So I feel like that's the answer, but it depends on who you are. Like, if you are, I feel like any type of politician is probably going to be remembered the most, just because that's how politics work, especially if you're like a president or a prime minister or a dictator, right? Those are the people that remember. So you can talk about like I guess if you define success by how well you're remembered, somebody like Hitler would be successful because everybody knows who Hitler is. Not saying he's a good person. Don't cancel me for that. I don't like Hitler. But like, if you define yourself by how much people are going to know your name at the dinner table, not that you would want to be remembered as one of the most despicable people in all of history. Ooh, we get a new persona. Cahulan. I think that's how you say the name. I don't know how to do the weird Celtic names, because there's... I'm just going down the stairs. I don't need anything else from here. Please be the end. Let's go! Final floor. All right, everyone's on their way. Take a look around the area first. All right, I took a look. Let's go. Let's do this.
Sonata-kun, wait! Sonata-kun!
Hey, hold on a sec. You're the captain, aren't you?
Hey, quit pushing! Practice is over!
You there! Sonata-kun, right?
That's right.
That was an incredible bout. I've never seen a middle schooler deliver a KO like that. I'm with the school you're up against in the finals. What do you say to enrolling with us? We'll give you a real generous scholarship. You'd only have to pay half your tuition.
Wait, you're from another school? Poaching's against the rules, and you know it!
Sorry, but I don't see any reason to attend a school that places second. Good luck finding someone else.
Ah, Sonata-kun, you're so cool! You hear that? He'd never go to your loser school.
Seriously, will you all just go home already? We can't leave until you guys do, damn it!
Couldn't you have handled that with a little more tact? I heard it gets crowded after practice, so I decided to wait here instead. Third year, Class C. Akihiko Sonata-kun.
What do you want?
You're not going to ask who I am?
Why bother? Whatever it is you're here for, I'm not interested. All I want is to train and become stronger.
Oh, it's nothing troublesome. In fact, I have a rather simple request.
What request?
I have enemies that need defeating. Only thing is, they're not people. Meaning there's no need to play by the rules. Not like in the ring. No. These enemies... they're related to what you go through every midnight. You see, I'm in the same situation. I experience the same thing you do. The difference is, I know what it means. So if you'll join me, I'll share what I know with you.
Who are you?
Mitsuru Kirijo. I'm a third year, like yourself.
Kirijo. Sounds familiar.
Earlier, you said you wanted to train and become stronger. But what you really need is a challenge. And with this, you'll be able to defeat them.
The door vanished this time, too.
First Amada's passed and now mine. What in the world does this mean?
I have no idea either. That certainly takes me back, though. We were both in middle school then.
Truth be told, I thought you lost it until the moment I first summoned my persona. I mean, what else was I supposed to think when this random rich girl gave me a gun 5 minutes after we met?
Well, it grabbed your attention, didn't it? So I'd say my plan went off without a hitch. Had I asked you to fight for justice, you wouldn't have bothered listening.
You know me so well.
So that was a school.
Yes, it was. But it was only a small portion of one.
Really? Then it's actually much bigger than that?
That's right. Have you really never been outside before?
Well,
I didn't mean to embarrass you. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Come to think of it, I wasn't permitted to leave the dorm at first either.
Do you also go to school?
I did. But I won't be attending as of this spring.
Huh? You won't? But why? Everyone else is going. I thought you liked being with your friends.
Why? It's because It doesn't matter. I thought it over and came to a decision after some time.
Oh, I see.
By the way,
That means,
I have a theory.
you know,
Wow.
I don't think Metis is a bad person at all.
Yeah, she's not bad. More like...
Maybe we've been taking her a little too seriously up till now, because honestly, she's really just a kid inside, isn't she?
Maybe so. Hi!
Aigis, do you have a minute? I wanted to ask you something. Oh, should I leave? No, I didn't mean it like that. Actually, I'd like your opinion too, Metis. I have I been doing a good job providing support? It's been a while, so I'm not that confident anymore. Nah, you're great. Come on.
Oh,
Really? Well, if you say so. I did say you were good, right? Yeah, you're doing as well as ever. I don't understand. Why do you lack confidence in your area of expertise? Even if we had said that your performance was flawless, you still wouldn't have believed us. Huh? You think so? I didn't mean that at all. Aren't you in the support role because you wanted it?
look!
Take me, for example. I'm here because I want to protect my sister, and I don't second guess my decisions. Wow, you're so cool, Metis. Huh? Isn't this just normal? Well, it's hard for me to have as much confidence as other people would. I see what you mean, though. And the way you're so sure of yourself is actually really inspiring. I doubt I can change right away, but I do want to be more confident in myself. I need some time to think about what it is I want to accomplish. And Fuka gets a Theurgy back. Revelation grants 1 random enhanced positive effect to all allies. Don't make this weird. I was just saying what anyone else would. Right, sister? Sure, there's no need to be shy. I'm not, though. Okay, maybe just a little bit. And Metis also gets a new Theurgy. She gets Charging Blitz. It's a big ol' whack to one enemy.
Thank you.
Regardless, thank you both for your help. Rest assured, you can count on me for our next trip. What? You're not gonna outclass me. Just watch, sister. I'll handle everything myself next time. That's not what we meant. It took a joint effort between Fuka-san and me to get Metis to calm down.
Come to think
By the way, I've been wondering, What's in the room all the way down the hall on the second floor? I get the strangest feeling when I stand in front of it. Could it be down the hall on the second floor? Do you mean his room?
What?
The upper floors are none of your business. Quit being so nosy. You don't have to get so mad. Well, our job right now is to explore this place. So come on, let's go. Alrighty. That is enough for me today. That is over 2 hours of recording. I know it says, what is this, an hour and 53 minutes, but I had those resets that I had to take care of. So, save again, just to be sure. See you guys in a second.